Good day. My name is Alan Kay, and with me here, as usual, is my colleague Michael Piston. I have over 35 years' experience in immigration, naturalization, visa, and consular law, and Michael has over 25 years' experience doing the same thing. On today's program, we'd like to talk about removal proceedings, which used to be called deportation proceedings. So my question to you, Michael, as an expert in removal proceedings is, somebody calls you and they come in to see you and they're talking about a removal proceeding. What do you look at first? What do you try to advise the client first? What are the, in a limited period of time, we have, what do you focus on for this client who's sitting in front of you and says, I have a removal proceeding?
Well, of course, the first thing I'm going to focus on is what is charged in the notice to appear. He should have received a document called Notice to Appear. That document contains certain allegations that are made against him, and how the case is going to go is going to depend upon exactly what's been alleged, whether it's true or not, and what the legal ramifications are of it.
So basically, in that first meeting, that's what you're going to try to cover with the client to explain to him what he's faced with. Is that right?
Absolutely. Notice to appear is similar to a criminal indictment. And so just like a criminal attorney would focus on the indictment and how to overcome it, so a removal attorney would focus on the notice to appear and how to overcome the allegations contained in that. If it turned out that you can't overcome them because the person is in fact removable, then you would have to look and see whether or not he's eligible for any kind of relief. And that's a whole universe of things which is going to be dependent upon his particular circumstances.
Okay, so let's say this person has not been before the immigration judge yet, and you're going to go with him for this first appearance. What happens at that first appearance?
Well, again, it's very similar to a preliminary hearing in a criminal matter. Basically, the person will be asked if they want, what language they speak, whether or not they've changed their address, whether or not they want the attorney to represent them, and if so, then the attorney would go through the charges laid out in the notice to appear and would indicate how he responds to each of the charges in the notice to appear and whether or not he maintains that the person is removable or not. If he concedes removability, then the next step would be to determine what kind of relief from removal will be available. And then, depending upon how that goes, the judge might set the case for a hearing, or they might give the attorney additional time to prepare an application for relief.
So nothing significant really is going to happen at that first appearance before the judge, would you say?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say at all. I would say how you plead to the charges in the removal is quite significant,
right.
And what type of relief you're seeking is also extremely significant.
But basically, you're not going to go on in a full-blown hearing that first time. Is that correct?
You're not going to go on a full-blown hearing, but the judge may well decide at that first hearing whether or not the person is removable. Certainly, if the person concedes removability, then the judge is going to enter a removal order. Sometimes, even if the person is contesting removability, the judge might make a determination just based upon the documents before her at that initial hearing. But if your question is, will the client be required to testify, then the answer is no. The testimony is almost never taken in a master calendar hearing.
So we're just about out of time, but after the master calendar hearing, the judge will set a date for a next hearing where more important things will happen, would you say?
Well, if you mean more in the sense of additional rather than greater than, then you're right.
Okay. We're running out of time, so our next program will probably continue with removal proceedings. And with me, my name is Alan Kay. With me, as usual, is my colleague Michael Piston. For more information about removal proceedings or any other issue dealing with immigration, naturalization, and visa and consular law, contact us at the number and address listed below. Thank you for listening.